Tiny Timers, I want to introduce to you a new guest this week. It's Daisy Infantas. She's a dancer, and her latest endeavor is for the film In the Heights, which some people are calling one of the best summer movies that the summer will bring. So here's Daisy Infantas. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on and talking to me. So like I said, you are a dancer. You're one of the dancers in The Heights. How was that?
It was honestly a dream come true. It's one of the first dance gigs that I booked by myself, and I couldn't be any prouder just to represent not only my culture. I'm Peruvian, so it's not only like an honor to represent my culture, but also the community in Connecticut. So yeah, it's an honor.
Yes, and props to you making a name for Connecticut and Peruvians. So I'm happy about that. Yes. So tell me a little bit about what a day on the set, or when did you guys start filming this?
Honestly, it was 2 years ago. As weird as that sounds, 2 years ago, we started filming for the dance scenes, and it was in the summer. So it was like hot, and it was a lot of work on behind the scenes. We had rehearsals, and then after rehearsal, we go straight on the set to just block everything. And then after we blocked everything, we already had our costumes, we had our makeup and everything ready. And then next thing you know, we would just do multiple takes, and you would just see like the cameramen, the crew just running around doing different angles.
So summer day, pool scene, there's water involved, there's cameras involved. How was that for you? It's hot.
It was a lot. And in fact, those days, so the filming day for the pool scene, it was like a 3-day process because it was rainy and the water was extremely cold. So the next day they warmed it up for us, and we were allowed to fully like move our bodies and like dance in the water. And just watching the movie now is just incredible to see how they made it look like it was sunny outside, and like we're just living our lives even though we were freezing. We're just freezing. So you don't want the water splashing your eye at the same time while you're dancing, like you don't want to look like this when you're in the water. So it was a lot, especially like for someone new like me, just being in that type of environment already, since I never had experience being in a movie before. So this was all new to me. So I'm trying to learn all of this as much as I can, trying to make sure that I look good in the camera, but at the same time, making sure the water doesn't go down through my nose and like in my face and my eye. Like it was a lot, but it was amazing.
So John M. Chu was the director. I mean, he directed Crazy Rich Asians too. How was that? Was he very involved in I know Chris is the choreographer. So how was all of that with Lin-Manuel being on set?
It was amazing. I don't even know how to, like, when I met John M. Chu and like I saw Lin-Manuel like pop up, like it was just amazing. But at the same time, like I was so starstruck. I was like, oh my God, do I even say anything? Like I'm just a dancer, do I say anything? But they're so humble. I can't even stress that enough. They're humble, they're so caring. Even like Chris and Ebony and Emilio and Dana, like there's 4 choreographers in that movie.
Oh, wow.
If you didn't know, total. So just seeing all of them at work, but at the same time, like not really doing too much because we already know what we were doing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
we all knew how to interact with each other. We all knew that everything was a place from love. So that kind of just came naturally. And that definitely showed in the movie. And I'm just so happy that John and Chu just like captured all of that. Because it's so important to just show like everybody, the whole world, like this is so much bigger than us,
And you got to watch the movie too with all of the dancers. How was that? How was the room in that theater?
It was live. Oh my gosh. When I tell you I cried about like 5 times, I cried about 5 times, which is why I wore minimal to no makeup, because I knew I was going to cry 5 times. Like, it's one thing to go to a regular theater and see what people, but it's another thing being around all the dancers that literally took and gave their all in that movie. Is just a whole nother ball game. Everything was so positive in that theater that it was just moving in itself. And John M. Chu popped up, like all the actors were there, everybody was there. I was like, what is going on? Is this real life? Like what? Like everybody was there, and everybody was representing New York, and everybody was representing the culture.
Aww. So going back to what the message is in the Heights, it's El Sueñito. Is dancing to you El Sueñito?
Yes, it is. Growing up, I didn't really plan my life to be like, I'm gonna be a dancer. You know, I kind of naturally grew up like that based off of my culture. My mom taught me salsa and everything, and my dad was well-rounded in terms of like listening to rock music. And then my sister was all about R&B. My brother was all about hip-hop. So I grew up with so many different genres that I just naturally started to just continue that through dancing. And so the older I got, the more I was like, okay, this is gonna be like a life thing. I can already sense it. And it's not something where I'm like forcing myself to do. It's just something that naturally comes out from the soul. So it's definitely a sueñito. And it is a dream come true just to even be a part of a movie, let alone a movement, and representing the Latin community. So being a dancer in a movie is an honor. Yeah.
Props to you. Honor. No, props to you. Props to you siguiendo el sueñito. That's your sueñito. The same way that everyone in that movie does. And just showing out for la cultura, really, because that's what the whole movie was about. So props to you putting Connecticut on the big screen, putting Peru on the big screen, everything about it. Daughter of immigrants, right? Yeah. So that's big. So I want more people to follow you on your journey, on whatever is next. So let us know where to follow you.
Instagram City. My tag is d.flo_. d.flow. That's where you can follow me, or Facebook. This is my name, Daisy Infantas. Thank you again for doing this. This is an amazing opportunity, and thank you for allowing me to speak about my experience and even my background.
This is the point of why I started this. This is Daisy Infantas. Thank you guys for watching. Go watch In the Heights. It's out in theaters now, and you can catch her dancing in a couple numbers. So what are you waiting for? Bye.